हेलो विनोद सर।
यस सर।
ओके ओके। Vinod sir, should we start?
यस सर। मैम आ गई है।
हाँ, आ गए।
ओके।
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second session of Day 3. I take this opportunity to invite our speaker, Ms. Shreya Roy, to deliver a technical session on the topic artificial intelligence and urban labor development. Ms. Shreya Roy is the founder of one of the renowned educational cum research website, Ecophonics, which is successfully running across 60 countries. She has a research specialization in mathematical economics and has been working with many international educational institutes like IOWA University, Georgia University, and Nottingham University. She is also pursuing her PhD from IIFT Delhi. Recently, she has published a book entitled Contemporary Issues of Modern World under the series of Economic. So, without taking much time, I would like to hand over the session to Ms. Shreya Roy. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Sir, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'm trying to share my PPT. Please do let me know if it is shared. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Please ignore my background noise, as you people know that I'm literally working from my home. And thank you for the wonderful introduction. And now let's proceed with our topic. And as Sir did mention, that this is basically in association with Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So there we do all the international trading stuffs and the modeling behind that. So today I am presenting to you impact of artificial intelligence on urban labor development. So to begin with, also please expect a slight informal presentation with this session. I hope that won't be an issue. So beginning with, so what is exactly artificial
Excuse me,
intelligence?
ma'am.
Yes, yes,
Ma'am, can you put it on full screen?
it is on full screen. I'm not really sure how do I do it. Um, just a second, I'll try. Okay, could you please exactly tell me how to put it on the full screen because I really do not know.
Uh, the option is present just beside the Zoom options.
Beside the, just a
Zoom
second,
option is there, na, at the end.
full screen. Yeah, is it better? So is it better?
No, ma'am.
Or no? All right, I'll just
Ma'am,
try
can you
once.
press F5?
I'll try once again. Mm, so is it full screen? Because I've done it a full screen.
Vinod sir, is it visible or not?
नो सर, इट इज विजिबल सर। इट इज विजिबल।
Okay.
It's full screen, right?
यस मैम, यस मैम।
Okay, fine. So to begin with, what exactly is artificial intelligence? तो हम लोग बोलते रहते हैं, it's artificial intelligence, machine learning. So we use so many of these terms and we somehow do not know what exactly artificial intelligence is. So artificial intelligence is a software that can replicate human behavior. For example, Apple's Siri or Google's Alexa, for example, Amazon's Alexa. So basically, it can listen, talk, reply, and also behave like a rational human being. Just a second. Just a second. Sorry for that. So basically what happens when we say हम लोग Siri को बोलते हैं, hey Siri, can you please tell me what is the temperature like? So Siri basically does what is goes to Google and he takes out Siri takes out the details from Google and then gives you the information as in temperature, humidity, so on so forth. Amazon's Alexa also does this exact same thing. It can talk, reply, behave like a rational human being. Basically वो आपका भाषा समझता है, आप क्या जानना चाहते हैं उसको समझ पाता है and accordingly it replies to you. So we are becoming extremely dependent on robots and AI induced services. आप लोग मानोगे नहीं, हम लोग नहीं हो रहे हैं dependent, but to speak the truth, Ola, Uber, Zomato, सब कुछ are basically AI driven services. Abhi to when we watch YouTube, there is a specific ad which is shown by Amitabh Bachchan's voice, in which there is this disc of robot that goes around cleaning your house. Basically, it sweeps your house, jharu, pocha, sab laga deta hai. So even the janitor services are being provided by robots. So hospitality services are seeing a resurgence. There is a huge demand shift in favor of the AI-induced services, and that is creating a job risk to the unskilled laborers. So the introduction of artificial intelligence, automation technologies, and robots in the economy has indeed created job opportunities, but it has also led to the retrenchment of the blue-collar jobs. So yeah, that is basically all my specializations are basically related to robotics plus economics. So basically, I am specialized in robonomics, जहाँ पे हम लोग robotics and economics को combine करके we presented to the international people कि ऐसा हो रहा है. This is how the developing countries are being affected. So let's move forward. In 2009, Walmart, now Walmart has acquired Flipkart. Flipkart जो कि Indian था, it has acquired Flipkart for $12 billion. That's huge. So in 2009, Walmart announced the introduction of thousands of self-stocking Bossa Nova robots. So Bossa Nova is the name of the robot who could detect empty shelves and stack items in their respective places. जैसे कि हम लोग जाते हैं बिग बाजार में या फिर we go to Pantaloons, Westside, कोई भी मॉल हो गया, कोई भी मार्ट हो गया, we see there are plenty of shelves and it is individually stacked like shampoo, conditioners, soap, so on and so forth. So these Bossa Nova robots, what they can do, they are so specialized that they can identify that, okay, this is the shampoo ka rack and the shampoos are empty over here. So they go into the logistic, pick up the shampoo bottles and respectively stack the brand of the shampoo in that empty shelf. So due to this, normal places in a country like India where the population is huge and most of them are not employed. So we have so many people, mall के जो boys होते हैं, जो लोग ये काम पहले करते थे, so now these robots are replacing them. Now these are coming forth and doing all these mall ka jobs. So that is a bad thing that is happening. In economics, technology advancement has two effects: cost reducing effect and output effect. Most technologies are labor saving. मतलब क्या होता है, पहले एक काम को करने के लिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल 3 लेबर्स यूज होते थे, अभी वही काम को करने के लिए सिंस टेक्नोलॉजी आ गया है, वही काम को करने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी प्लस एक और इंसान जरूरत हो रहा है. So basically दो लेबर को हटा दिया जा रहा है, which is not a good thing. So the output effect increases the total cost of production without affecting the input cost. A good technology, a beneficial technology वही होता है which can absorb more labors, can create more employment opportunities rather than retrenching the labors. Meaning, in a country like India, we need technologies which will create more job opportunities rather than such things in which the technology itself is replacing a labor. So that is not a thing which we are looking forward in a developing country like India, which is labor intensive. मतलब कि बहुत labor है हमारा. Moving forward. So now, if AI is doing all these things, then yet why are we preferring AI? मतलब हम लोग बोल रहे हैं AI नौकरी ले ले रहा है, robot हमारा मतलब initially we used to say that people from outside places are coming and taking up our jobs. Now robots are taking up human jobs. So if it is so bad, then why are we all going crazy after AI? Why are we all preferring AI? So the transportation sector has received the spotlight of AI innovation that has increased the convenience for a class of humans who prioritizes time over money. No doubt, AI technology is very time saving. It is expensive, but very time saving. From hardware based innovations such as autopilot Tesla cars to software based innovations such as GSP, Google Maps, AI has made human life safer, smarter, and more convenient, which in the today's busy world we are looking forward that. So data-driven AI can detect market trends, identify perils, avoid traffic congestions, and analyze customer behavior and demand. This research focuses on basically we'll enter into that in a little while. Let me just explain why is AI so much more preferred. So when I was talking to a colleague of mine, a senior colleague of mine, and I was discussing this whole AI thing, so he was like, you know what, Shreya, AI is also nice if you have some things like this anxiety problem, depression problem, because आप कोई भी service के लिए complaint file करने जाते हो and the person on the other side is a human being, तो वो आपको आपके problem पे कैसे react करता है, उसके basis पे your mood completely shifts, it changes. But on the other side, if it is a robot, it won't make you angry because they are trained to be polite. So that is also a very important thing, because today in this busy life, we do not want more tension. Hence, we are training robots. Now, this research is totally focused on emergence of Ola Uber services in a labor abundant country such as India. So हमारे पास already बहुत सारे auto walas, taxi wala, rickshaw wala, we have so many of them who are not trained, who do not know anything apart from these unskilled services. अभी हम लोग ओला उबर ये सब ला रहे हैं जो ऐसे ड्राइवर्स हैं जिनको टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करना आता है. तो पीपल लाइक दीज रिक्शा पुलर्स, दीज ऑटो वालास, उनका नौकरी चल जा रहा है. So the country is more worried about the increasing unemployment due to AI services. So the best part also about of AI is the software can also identify riders and drivers on the same route and increase safety measures of the passenger. Matlab, you know, we are in Sonari, suppose, and I want to go to the Bishtupur mall. So I'll have to just on my app, and the app is so intelligent that जो driver उसी route में जा रहा है, उसी route के driver के साथ आपको match कराएगा, so that the driver is not at loss, so that the time of the rider is, you know, saved. So it is a very, very, very smart software, and hence the demand and the preference for AI is increasing so badly. Now, अभी मैं बोल रही हूँ AI बहुत अच्छा है. Now, why should we be concerned about AI? So I am going on saying a negative aspect and a positive aspect. अभी हम लोग ये देख लेते हैं why should we be concerned about the fact of AI? So technological innovation is bound to create employment opportunities, remove some and modify many. Reskilling is required to help the unskilled laborers adapt to the new technological shock. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC, 3% of the low relatively skilled jobs will be replaced by robots. this is in a country which has such a huge population, 3% is a huge absolute number. तो इतने लोगों का अगर जॉब ड्यू टू AI and robots चल जाता है, that's a big factor which we should be concerned about. No matter which political party rules the country, the robots are going to take up the job, and the opponent party is going to have a chance to say, see, due to this, this political party, there is a job loss, which is not true. However, let's move forward. Even though AI is not capable of thinking like a human, AI can make real-time decisions, and taxi drivers, food delivery men, bus and truck drivers are no longer required. जब हम लोग बस ड्राइवर्स का बात कर रहे हैं, let me put forth an example over here. So automated trucks have already been invented, the logistic trucks. So it has also been tried out in USA and Japan, where the streets are not that crowded. So ये truck में क्या होता है, the logistic items are dumped into the truck and they do not have a driver, and in the GPS map the destination is fed beforehand. तो इस जगह से आपको इस जगह में जाना है और कोई ड्राइवर नहीं है. The truck, very convenient, goes from point A to point B without any problem. But the same thing was tried out in India. And उसमें क्या हुआ, because the roads of India are so crowded, the traffic is so massive, without a driver it was not possible. The logistic truck actually ended up meeting with an accident, which a huge loss of research and the goods which was in the truck of 1 million rupees. So that was a huge loss to the Indian government back then. Apart from the job loss, there are other socio-economic issues which arises in the developing economy with the emergence of an AI sector. A reliable power resource telecommunication network is required to help AI function on the road. मतलब AI को काम करने के लिए we need a Wi-Fi connection. So the Wi-Fi connection कहाँ से आएगा? Government has to invest it and establish and fit the Wi-Fi connections on the road. So poles लगेंगे, उसमें Wi-Fi connections लगेगा, and the country has to be converted into a Wi-Fi zone for the AI to work. And that requires a huge percent of the GDP. अभी आप बोलोगे कि रूरल एरिया में खाना नहीं है, मेडिकल अपॉर्चुनिटीज नहीं है, पानी नहीं मिल रहा है, schools नहीं है. So where should that percent of the GDP be invested? Should it be invested in the Wi-Fi connections, or should it be invested in developing and upgrading the society, the poverty, the hunger, the schooling mishaps, everything? There's so much thing which the government needs to take care of. And once we open ourselves to the AI, data privacy and cyber phishing is increasing at an increasing rate. So every time we do a research or we do a search on Google, the same ad pops up on our Facebook. This is a known fact and everybody knows about it. And the same thing is also the data privacy thing which the WhatsApp has done. Abhi naya status ye bhi aaya tha ki no, we are not sharing your private stuffs. But they are using in the form, if you have read entirely, they are definitely going to use your talks for marketing details. So this is the work of AI. So it grabs data from you and then it feeds those people, those marketing MNCs who require them. So that is again a very big thing. Okay, this is not a literature review. I did not put a literature review in my presentation because I thought it was not needed. But this is an academic history. Let's begin with the academic history of artificial intelligence. We all do know steam engine was established and founded in 1720. Then came the sewing machine in 1830. The computers were invented in 1871, and the artificial intelligence back in 1914 during the World War II. लोग बोलते हैं कि artificial intelligence is such a new concept, but trust me, most of us are born after artificial intelligence. So that is the thing. I mean, artificial intelligence was used by Japan during the World War II for, sending messages and all those things. So it is dated back to 1914, that old. So beginning with 1915. If you have studied maths, you must have come across the names of these people. John von Neumann and Alan Turing are considered as the founding fathers of AI technology. They made the transition of machines to binary logic. Basically, वो Boolean algebra was feed into the computer brain. So 1950 is basically when it all actually started for us and not for the military people. In 1956, John McCarthy officially coined the term artificial intelligence at a conference organized by the Dartmouth College in New Hampshire. So that's again when we got the term artificial intelligence in New Hampshire. In 1972, the world's first humanoid robot or android was built. It could speak Japanese, measure distance, had direction sense, and could walk and work with its limbs. This was the Robot Project 2. We did have a Robot Project 1 in 1957, but the first Android was built in 1972, and most of us use an Android mobile, which is such a smart gadget. Moving on, in 1990s was actually जब we started using AI in a bulk. Data mining, logistic, industrial robotics, speak recognition, banking software, medical diagnosis, everything. So 1950 brought the AI in a bulk. मतलब जो भी देखिए आप उसमें आपको AI मिल ही जाएगा. And then since 2011 we have Siri, Google's search engine, Amazon's Alexa, Tesla's autopilot is now creating the new era. So that is something which we all are looking for, and how that is going to turn up in a country like India, that is going to be a challenging thing to watch. However, moving forward. So I have said everything about AI. AI. We have talked everything we needed to know about AI, but AI is not a thing which is developed and made in India. So how does AI come into an urban area of a developing economy like India? So the Western world, the US, parts of Europe, and Australia is the home of the maximum number of headquarters of big data companies, including Google, Amazon, Oracle, and Microsoft. So they store and register data every microsecond. The digital world has about 2.7 zettabytes of data as per the records of 2019. That's huge. And we are to be blamed for providing them with so much data, because every second we are using the internet, and the internet is basically how they are receiving and storing the data. And we actually do accept. We are downloading an app, accept. You're giving the permission to the contacts, to the privacies, to the gallery. We are giving them the permission to get access to all those are private moments. Anyways, moving on. So the processing the data involves monetary and non-monetary costs to the developed country. ठीक है, यूएसए के पास तो डेटा आ गया, पर उसको रिफाइन करने के लिए, प्रोसेस करने के लिए, they require monetary and non-monetary cost. The data is their private property. Data is like, the power. So the person or the country which has the data, that country is the powerful country. So the data is the private property and is held solely by the big data companies established in the developed economy. The risk of losing the authentic right over the data also comes with the risk to lose market power.
Excuse
To
me, ma'am.
avoid, yes,
Sorry for interrupting. Ma'am, your
yes,
slide is not changing.
it is not.
Not changing
Just,
slide.
just a
It is
second.
on second slide.
On second slide.
Yes, ma'am. Now it is changing.
I'll just switch off my camera. Maybe is it? I hope. Oh God, I have already moved to the 9th slide.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now it is 9 slide. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Um, so the risk of losing the authentic right over the data also comes with the risk to lose market power. To avoid such discrepancies, the developed countries prefer outward FDI, meaning they could have processed the data in their own country, but processing the data in their own country would mean that an MNC would get the power itself and process the data and give it out, produce a new software and release it in the market. But अगर वो डेटा को वो लोग हमारे जैसे छोटे नॉट सो कैपिटली रिच कंट्री में भेजे, तो हमारे पास इवन अगर डेटा आ जाता है, हम लोग ड्यू टू वी लैक कैपिटल, हम लोग उसको प्रोसेस करके मार्केट में एक सॉफ्टवेयर छोड़ने का, रिलीज करने का, वी डू नॉट कीप द पावर because we are financially incapable. So what do they do? Processing the data requires skilled laborers. Skilled laborers are cheaper in labor abundant developing countries. Therefore, capital abundant developed countries send data along with updated technologies in the form of FDI to the developing countries. Matlab USA, Australia, they all set up their branches of MNCs in a country like India, China, which has a lot of labor, matlab a lot of human resource, and who are educated, skilled. Matlab वो लोग पढ़ाई लिखाई किए, engineers है, whatever. They are very educated to handle and create softwares which are AI induced. So that is the reason they send their data along with money in the form of FDI to a developing country like us. Moving on. अब मैं पूरा इतना कहानी बता दी हूँ, I'm saying this and that. Now you people might think, is there any validation to the things that she is saying? Hence, I am presenting to you the empirical evidences. Any theory which is not backed with data is useless. Hence, I'm providing you some empirical evidences. So United Arab, UAE is amongst the highest recipients of FDI in the AI sector. They have successfully attracted $21.6 billion of foreign direct investment in their AI firms between 2015 to 2018. The United States and China are the highest donors of FDI in the AI market. The digital giants, that is US's Google, China's Baidu, itself has made a private investment in AI of $20 billion to $30 billion in 2016. When we are talking about the empirical evidences, it is very, very necessary that we bring in our country as well. So India has received approximately $1.3 billion investment in 2015 to 16 and 6.2 billion investment in 2017 to 18 in its AI sectors. Moving on. I am presenting to you examples from the Indian country itself. I have categorically taken different companies from different service sectors and I have jotted down their lead investors. So for the transportation sector, we have chosen Ola Cabs, which is a GPS-based AI-induced transportation service. We all know what Ola Cabs is. It is headquartered in Bangalore, India, with a total funding amount of $3.8 billion. The lead investors being from Dubai, Sweden, United States, South Korea. E-commerce, we have taken up Snapdeal. We were actually thinking of taking a Flipkart, but then as I said, Flipkart is now no longer Indian. It has been sold and bought by Walmart. So it is now American. So moving on, the company Snapdeal, which is headquartered in New Delhi, India, with a total funding of $1.8 billion, and the lead investors being United States, Canada, China, Japan, and Switzerland. Moving on, we have Zomato, which is a food delivery services, the machine learning and the automation used to connect restaurants and customers, headquartered in Gurgaon, with a total funding of $977.2 million, with the lead investors from United Kingdom, China, Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland. The shocking one over here is South Africa. to our very own Airtel, which is a telecom service. And it is again, it has an AI based chat services. As I said, you can talk to a robot and the robot will very, conveniently give you the answers to everything. We have a chat service for all the banks as well, like the Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, even they have an AI based chat services. So Airtel is headquartered in New Delhi, India, with a total funding of 2.2 billion, and the lead investors are from Singapore, United States, and very surprisingly Bangladesh. From the payment gateway, that is Paytm, with the actual name being 197, which is an AI cloud processing application that stores data of customers headquartered in Noida, India, with a total funding of 4.4 billion, and the lead investors are from China, United States, Japan, Canada, United Kingdoms, so on. So I have talked about AI. Now let's quickly look at what exactly urban labor is. We know that a developing economy, we know कि हमारा country is divided into two parts. एक हो जाता है rural, एक हो जाता है urban. We know that. We are aware of it. So the rural are the people with farming, agriculture, fishing, pottery, so on and so forth. And urban areas is the places where we have jobs, services, AI, everything. So rural India is not bothered about AI. But the urban India is bothered about AI क्योंकि वहां पे job loss होता है. Rural area में उतना job loss है नहीं. Even though we do see smart agriculture and is creating some job loss, but that has not yet entered India. So when people travel एक ही country में from the rural India to the urban India, we call it migration. On the other hand, from other lesser developed countries, for example, if we talk about Burma, if we talk about Bangladesh, if we talk about Sri Lanka, if people from those countries travel to the urban India, we call it immigration. तो मतलब बेसिकली क्या हो जा रहा है, इनिशियली अगर हम लोग विद इन द कंट्री देखिए, एक नौकरी है उस पे 5 लोग टारगेट कर रहे, ट्राइंग टू गेट दैट जॉब. सो ड्यू टू विच 4 लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड रह जाएंगे, एक को नौकरी मिलेगा, 4 को नहीं मिलेगा. पर सोचिए अर्बन रूरल एरिया से 5 लोग और आ जाते हैं उसी नौकरी के लिए, मतलब एक नौकरी है और 10 लोग आर इंटरव्यूइंग फॉर इट, मतलब 9 लोग अनएम्प्लॉयड हो जाएंगे. दैट इज अ ह्यूज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट रेट इफ वी गो टू सी. And now if we see the immigration rate, that is internationally लोग इंडिया में travel करेंगे for that one job, so that is going to help lead us to 100 people targeting one job. Basically 99 लोग unemployed रहेंगे. And that is a thing to worry when we do not have employment opportunities. Government is not right now capable of providing, unemployment aids, pension aids. No, government is not capable. And due to the whole corona thing, they are totally incapable of doing even a single aid. So laborers migrate with the scope of a better standard of living, which also include higher real wage. Real wage मतलब हो जाता है कि for example they are staying in the village and they are earning 10 रुपया per day. So when they are traveling to the urban area, they are thinking कि हम लोग urban area में शहर में चल जा रहे हैं, so we will get that 10 रुपया, but we will also get इतना that we can save, we can stay in a proper house, we can eat, and we can also send money back to our family. So they are expecting a higher real wage, which is not possible. However, this is not always how things turn out. There is significant cases where immigrants are hired and made to work in unethical, health-deteriorating conditions. Workers immigrate alone, leaving their families behind. Hence, a part of their wage is sent back to their home countries. As a result of which, even though they might receive a higher wage, the standard of living does not improve. So there is an Anthony Edo and Hillel report where according to which 10% immigration induced increase in labor supply reduces the employment rate of competing natives by 0.3% and 0.9% after immiserating. Matlab, that's huge. So when we are talking about this, I do have to bring in, I was actually thinking of presenting the entire model, but I really think that would do injustice to you people. So I will not present the entire model. I'll just tell the story and then bounce towards the results. So bringing in my mathematical eco model. So when we work as an economist, we have to present to the person in front of us. For example, at IIFT, since we are a part of the government of India, so to the higher authorities, we have to present a story so that they can understand कि पूरा चीज कैसे revolve कर रहा है, कैसे काम कर रहा है. So I'm presenting the same story to you people. So let us consider an imaginary economy just like India. Okay? And there are, we are assuming that there are three commodities. It is written wrong over here, but then चलिए ठीक है, कोई नहीं. We have three commodities, X, Y, and Z. Anything that comes to your mind, कोई भी good या service, any production process, bike हो गया, घर हो गया, services, doctor services, teaching services, anything which you can think of falls under X. And anything that can be replicated by AI software falls under Y. Matlab, normal taxi service, normal food delivery service, normal anything that medical services, जो कि AI replica कर सकता है, that falls under Y. And Z is all AI services. Matlab, Ola, Uber, microsurgeries, food delivery services like Zomato, Swiggy, anything is the AI services falls under Z. And now we are assuming that we have three factors of production. To produce X, Y, and Z, we are using three factors of production. That is unskilled laborers, जो पढ़े लिखे लोग नहीं हैं. Skilled laborers, हमारे यहाँ पे लेबर का मतलब ऐसा नहीं होता है कि रेजा कूली. लेबर का मतलब हम आप हर कोई जो काम करने के बाद पैसा ले रहा है, that is a labor. So skilled labor are people who are educated and who earn a little higher income. Capital, domestic capital or foreign capital, that is FDI. तो हमारे पास तीन factors of production है. Moving on, these are the variables which I'll explain if we need it, but we are not entering into the model, so हमें variables का जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगा. Okay. So the model which I have used is basically a finite chain general equilibrium model. So finite chain general equilibrium model is a model which we use when we see the emergence of a new sector. जैसे कि AI एक नया sector, you know, it is emerging. It is in the initial stages जहाँ पे लोग Ola, Uber का emergence देख रहा है. In fact, in many places, even in Jamshedpur, we saw Ola, Uber pretty new. But yet there are plenty places जहाँ पे ओला उबर अभी तक आया नहीं है. अगर हम लोग जमशेदपुर छोड़ के ही थोड़ा सा आगे चल जाए, like for example, if we go to Ghatshila or if we go a little on that side, Govindpur, we do not have Ola Uber services. So that is the factor. Not all places have seen the emergence of Ola or Uber as yet. So equation number 1, 2, 3, those are the production functions which we are not bothered. हम लोग नहीं यूज कर रहे. इक्वेशन नंबर 3 को थोड़ा देख सकते हैं. दैट टू प्रोड्यूस एन एआई सर्विस हमें चाहिए लेबर, हमें चाहिए टेक्नोलॉजी, दैट इज यू नो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड कैपिटल. मूविंग ऑन, हम लोग ये सब नहीं कर रहे. वी आर नॉट गोइंग इनटू दीज. Okay, we'll begin with the graphical explanation and I'll explain you exactly हो क्या रहा है.
Excuse me,
and
ma'am.
I think yes, ma'am.
It is on slide number 9.
Oh my god. हुआ?
Yes, ma'am.
अभी हो रहा है? I am
Yes,
changing.
It is on 25. Slide number 25.
It is on 25. Just a second. अभी?
25. No, ma'am. Now it is changing from 24.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh, can you please repeat the term finite set economic model or something else? Please repeat the term.
So just a second. Yes, sir. Are you talking about finite chain general equilibrium model?
Oh, sorry. Finite. Please tell me.
Finite change general
Okay.
equilibrium model.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
मैम स्लाइड्स अभी चेंज हो रहे हैं क्या?
हाँ मैम, and now it is on slide number 19. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so now, okay, so if
Yes,
I
ma'am.
do
Now
a
it is-
full screen, then it is not visible, right? Okay, fine. Then I'll just go on
now
like
it is-
this.
Okay.
Okay. So now since we cannot do it, we cannot show you the animation. अच्छा मैम एक बार आप बताओ मेरे को, इसमें अगर मैं फुल स्क्रीन कर रही हूँ आपको दिख रहा है?
नहीं मैम, फुल स्क्रीन तो नहीं है, बट यू कैन कंटिन्यू मैम.
सो अगर मैं एनिमेशन दिखा रही हूँ कुछ दिख रहा है, लाइक वाई का छोटा होना एंड जेड का इमर्ज होना, ऐसा कुछ दिख रहा है?
नहीं मैम, ये तो नहीं दिख रहा है, सिर्फ आपका स्लाइड 25 नंबर स्लाइड शो हो रहा है.
ओके ओके ठीक है, फिर तो थोड़ा इशू है. अच्छा नेवर माइंड, आई विल एक्सप्लेन ऐसे ही. Okay, so since we are not able to show you the animation, so I'll just say from here. Initially हमारे पास दो सेक्टर रहता है, X and Y. मतलब हमारे पास AI का सेक्टर अभी तक है नहीं. We do not have the Z sector as yet. For the Z sector to emerge, and since it is very similar to our Y sector, it draws capital and labor from sector Y. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर हम लोग नॉर्मल एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं, हमारे पास नॉर्मल ऑटो सर्विस है और ओला ऑटो सर्विस है, तो ऑटो वाला को सेक्टर वाई से सेक्टर जेड में जाने के लिए क्या करना होगा? उसको वही ऑटो लेना है, अपना ड्राइविंग स्किल्स लेना है और साथ में एक फोन लेना है जिसमें उसको ओला या उबर इंस्टॉल करके रजिस्टर करना है. सो बेसिकली उसको क्या करना हो रहा है? जेड वाई से जेड में जाना है, तो कुछ चेंज नहीं हो रहा है, सिर्फ उसको एक फोन लेना हो रहा है. ऑन द अदर हैंड अगर हम लोग एक्स को देख ले, सो वी आर सीइंग कि वहां से कैपिटल भी जा रहा है जेड सेक्टर में. सो कैपिटल भी अगर जेड सेक्टर में जा रहा है तो क्यों जा रहा है? एज सून एज इन्वेस्टर्स सी कि डिमांड जेड सेक्टर में ज्यादा है, मतलब लोग नॉर्मल ऑटो या टैक्सी लेने के जगह में दे प्रेफर ट्रैवलिंग इन एन ओला और Uber more. Now you will tell me, why will people demand Ola or Uber more? Because you do not have to go to the main road looking for भैया यहाँ चलोगे, भैया सोनारी चलोगे. You don't have to do that. You have to open your app, destination type करो and पहले से they tell you कि आपको 160 रुपया, 160 rupees, 170 rupees लगेगा and you simply book your कार और whatever. बट अगर आप वहीं पे लोकल टैक्सी लेते हो या लोकल ऑटो लेते हो, उतरने के बाद भैया आप तो बोले थे 100 रुपया लगेगा, तो 200 रुपया आप क्यों ले रहे हो? यू हैव टू डू दैट एज वेल. सो द कन्वीनियंस ऑफ ओला उबर is much more than the local services provided by these Y sector. Hence the demand in the Z sector is much more. इसीलिए क्या हो रहा है? कैपिटल लेबर फ्रॉम Z from Y, Z में तो जा रहा है, but investors also from X goes to Y, goes to Z because they see कि customers Z को ज्यादा पसंद कर रहे हैं. तो इसका क्या मतलब होता है? अगर हम लोग सेक्टर X को देखें, we witness some withdrawal of some investment from sector Z, from sector X, but zero withdrawal of labor, meaning the sector continues to function as it is, but we see that some investors are moving from X to Z. Hence, some firms and companies may close down, and due to which sectors might witness unemployment. Since some investors are moving out of sector X, we see some unemployment in the sector X. Now, when we move to sector Y, since sector Y is similar to sector Z, we witness huge changes in this sector. Labors as well as capital is driven out of Y and is invested in Z. The labors can adapt to the new software, new technology, and move to the new sector. अब जो ओला उबर के ड्राइवर्स है, you might be shocked to know that उनका monthly income or profit is about 25,000, जबकि नॉर्मल टैक्सी वाले का उसका आधा भी नहीं है. Profit I am talking about after all the kharcha and everything. And this has been a proper reported survey, जो कि I'll talk in the next slide. But I think, okay. Sector Z, this is a new emerged sector which draws from the previously existing sector, meaning sector Z, labor and capital को sector X and Y से draw करता है. It pays a higher return and attracts more consumers and demand. It is a higher paying sector and it generates jobs and has a higher demand potential. So seems like I have almost approached to the end of my presentation because I skipped some of my PPTs, I mean slides in the middle. So I think that won't be a problem. So the primary results which are important. So we have done a primary survey in जापान, USA and India. इंडिया में कहीं जगह पे हुआ है बट कहीं जगह पे नहीं हुआ है. इन द कमिंग ईयर मोस्ट प्रोबेबली 2022 I am also planning to schedule a primary survey of the same in Jamshedpur itself. So we have already talked to the offices in Bishnupur of Ola and Uber. So we are going to start the primary survey in Jamshedpur by 2022. So we have seen that inequality increases due to the introduction of AI technology. अभी हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं of AI technology since 1914, 1950. Back then, those generation. So as our report goes, we would like to present over here since the people are so worried as in how the entire thing is going to work. So over the years, we do see that the inequality is increasing. It reaches its peak and then over the time the inequality decreases. Matlab by more 30 years or so, the inequality will vanish. But we also have to know the fact by then we'll see some other technology, we'll see some other software that will emerge and show the same and the similar results, for which we have to keep ourselves graded, keep ourselves, trained नए technology के लिए by then. So the thing is very simple कि अभी जो लोग aged है, people who are above 50, they don't want to learn cell phones, they don't want to learn technology, they don't want to do all those things. So उनको job loss होगा. People who are not ready and who are not adapting to the new technology, they will suffer the job loss. But over the years जो नया generation आ रहा है, it is beneficial to them because in the long run they be able to match the growth pace of USA, of Germany, of China. Right now it is being said that China is at the global top of the political power. So all those things over the years, that is going to be there. So I think this is my last slide. So concluding the entire thing, artificial intelligence and big data resources have definitely opened the four-dimensional trade opportunities. From virtual assistants to recommendation search engines, AI has helped to increase the productivity and efficiency in many sectors. From microsurgeries to smart agriculture, robotic knowledge has increased the GDP growth rate in many Western worlds, including USA and UK. However, the social benefits of AI in a third world country are still obscure. Let me clear over here, India is not a third world country. Places like, South Africa, places like Syria, these are considered and falls under the third world category. We are the developing country. मतलब हम लोग elite class and the third world countries के बीच में हैं, कहीं पे. The model is yet under construction, as I said. हमें इसमें अभी बहुत काम करना है. We are working and most probably this research paper will be published by the end of June or July. So, but our work is still incomplete. The primary survey will be conducted in the next year, as I said, because we did not get the permission in the corona to go around to the primary thing. So the research is very incomplete and has to be completed. And I can say our research is bound to make some strong statements when we receive the entire article. ओके, अगर आप लोगों को कुछ और जानना है रिलेटेड टू आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और रिलेटेड टू अर्बन डेवलपमेंट, अर्बन लेबर डेवलपमेंट, प्लीज विजिट द वेबसाइट. It is written over here. And that's all. I would like to thank AGU for giving me
Hello.
such a wonderful opportunity. Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
I am Dr. Subrata Kumar Debnath from mathematics, and
Yes, sir.
I missed your first 4 to 5 minute lecture due to some technical reasons. So may I ask you something, your personal thing? I mean, are you coming from which field?
Sir, I am coming from pure economics.
Hello.
But that would be, hello, sir. Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I
Yes,
am a
sir.
mathematical
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
mathematical economics specialized, and correctly if I say I'm a robonomist specialized. That is robotics plus economics.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I have 5 to 6 questions till now, but
Awesome.
I will not tell all the questions. But the very first question is arising in my mind
Yes, sir.
is that as I understand from your lecture, that artificial intelligence is a software which can behave like a human being.
Correct.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so every software, actually, to develop any software, actually you have to develop an algorithm and a suitable programming language.
Right. Yes, sir.
Am I correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Then my question is, in artificial intelligence, what is the programming language generally used in the globe?
So that is a thing which is not in my expertise, because that is a totally, CS computer
Okay,
science
okay,
thing. But sir, I can just tell you how the entire thing works.
Oh, sure.
Maybe. So basically, what happens is machine learning. Machine
Sorry?
learning is like machine learning, sir.
Huh.
Machine
Okay,
learning. So basically,
okay.
just say we have a small
No,
child.
machine learning also, machine learning, Actually, I have a deep question that
Yes.
what do you mean by intelligence actually? What do you mean by intelligence? My question is, why Einstein is so intelligent and Dr. Subrata Kumar Debnath is like a gadha? Okay. So, what do we mean by intelligence? At least scientifically and computationally. So, if we understand that, then our next step will be: can I introduce this intelligence to our machines or not?
Yes, sir. You can put
So,
this
my
intelligence in your machine.
second question is what? Yeah. So, my question is, what do we mean by intelligence? Scientifically, chemically, or in quantum mechanics, or in whatever it is, in maybe computationally or whatever it is. What do you mean by intelligence?
So I can explain you in terms of a layman language, because the science explanation that you need, I am not that qualified, because I belong to a mathematical science, mathematical field. So
That is sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. That is why I asked you what
so
is your
I'll
field.
explain you in a very
All right.
layman
All the
language,
things are
sir.
correct.
So
Okay, that's fine. I am also a very layman.
okay, sir. So sir, let me just begin with a very human nature thing. For example, when we have a dog pet in our house, or when we have a small baby in our house, what do? For example, the baby.
Sorry, ma'am. Your voice. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Your voice is cracking, ma'am.
So now am I audible?
Okay, better.
Okay, so when we have a pet in a house or when we have a small baby in a house, so what does the baby do? The baby scribbles in the wall and we become angry. So what do? हम लोग एक थप्पड़ लगा देते हैं. So the बच्चा and the dog कोई गलती करता है, then we hit the dog. So that way the baby and the dog understands that this is the wrong thing to do. But again, when the baby does a good thing and we pat the back of the baby or the doggy does a good thing, we throw a biscuit at him, he knows, okay, I have done a right thing. So in the similar way, in the machine learning, when a robot is, for example, we are asking the robot, what is the temperature like outside? So the robot is giving us a wrong answer. So abhi to robot ko if we hit or we pat the back, robot won't understand. It's a machine. So हम लोग क्या करते हैं? If the answer is wrong, we give a -5. So the robot in a coding, we do a -5. So the robot knows that okay, this is a wrong answer. Hence, I have been penalized. And when the robot gives a correct answer, when the robot gives a correct answer, we give it a +5. So robot knows, okay, I have been, well treated. I have got a +5 marks. Matlab, my answer is correct. So that is how for each and every step, छोटा, हर एक चीज में robot को train किया जाता है वैसे. That takes years. That's what I said ना sir, कि artificial intelligence came in 1914. पर हम लोग उसका significance कब देख रहे हैं? 2021.
19. Oh, okay, all right.
In the World War II.
Okay, 1914. Okay, all right. All right, I understood it. Now, may I share some of my view, please?
Definitely, sir, definitely.
Okay, you see, I am coming from mathematics background, so I have no specialization in computer or physics or chemistry or these things. Whatever physics, chemistry or all this computer, I am telling it is from the general sense. Okay, I try to understand only mathematics and nothing else. Okay, now what I understand is what you told is that everything we want to give as an input to a machine, that actually converts to the Boolean logic 1 or 0.
Correct.
And if I go further at the machine level, then I will say that what we mean by 1, say I got it if the potential difference is in a certain after get a certain threshold, then we give it 1, and we give the state as the on state. And if the voltage difference is below a certain threshold, we give it off, and we mean it by 0.
Correct.
This is the machine level thing. Okay, and the logic behind it is the Boolean logic. That means either 1 or 0.
Yes, sir.
Either 1 or 0. That you tell. Either true or false.
Yeah.
Okay, but my question is that the world is not the universe. I will say the universe is not following the Boolean logic. You cannot say that okay, either 1 or 0. It may be something, some combinations of 0 or maybe it may be say it is 80% true and 20% false. Then Boolean logic is not applicable. So you cannot say open end.
So, sir, that is not how the entire thing works. The programming is definitely done back in 1950 by the Boolean algebra. But now we are no longer in 1950, hence we have upgraded ourselves pretty much since 1950. In 1950, the first AI software was built with Boolean algebra. In 2021, it is not built by Boolean algebra.
Okay, that is a nice information. So in 2021, whatever
Yes.
the artificial intelligence is being used, it is basic on what type of logic?
So logic, I cannot say, but I can say it is fed on data. Every time, sir,
Okay.
you're using your internet, you have connected your phone, your laptop, your computer to the
Okay.
internet. Everything is being stored in the
Okay.
internet. And for example, Google is provide, you are doing your
Okay.
search on Google. Okay, so if you are doing your search on Google, then
Okay.
everything is being stored in the
Okay.
Google disk. As I said, so it's zettabytes
Hmm.
of data, sir. Zettabytes is huge. The hard disk which we
Hmm.
use, that is TB, terabyte. So, sir, that's
Hmm.
zettabytes is huge. So, whatever
Hmm. Hmm.
you use, for example, you're using a Google is storing it. If you're using, you're using, I think Google Chrome is the thing which everyone is using. But if somebody is using Apple, then I think
Hmm.
Safari is the thing which Apple and iPhones use. So
Hmm.
everyone is storing that data. All these MNC companies, they are storing your data, and then they are
Hmm.
sending it to the companies which are established in Bangalore and Hyderabad, the IT companies.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
get
Hmm.
your data, and then they
Hmm.
start refining it. Refine करने के
Hmm.
बाद they have this, this is stock
Hmm.
A data, this is stock B data, and then
Yeah.
accordingly they sell your data.
Hmm.
Okay, this
Hmm.
person
Hmm.
is into this, show him these ads. This person is into
Okay.
this, like that. So that
Okay.
is how data is
Okay.
being used.
Okay, okay, okay. Very good. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the nice answer. So, thank you all. Thank you very much. And may I ask you, the coordinator sir, may we means the participant get the PowerPoint presentation that different speaker is telling, because if we get it, then it will be very helpful us for self-study purposes. I hope I am clear what I mean is.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving the so informative presentation. And I would like to request to all other participants, please, if you want to ask any query, so you can ask. And there is some feedback. There is a feedback link given in chat box, so you can fill there. And yes, regarding PPT, it will inform to your mail. To
Okay,
your mail.
okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh,
It was a wonderful pleasure. Thank you, AJU.
thank you, ma'am.